Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys so much for joining me. For those of you who don't know, my name is Samson, and in today's video, we have a 2023 Dodge Charger Scatpack Swinger. Now, when it comes to the Charger model, especially this last call, Dodge is only making about 500 of these Charger Swinger models. And so this is going to be an extremely limited production before they are done putting that Hemi V8 in a lot of their cars. So in today's video, we're going to go over some of the styling features of this one, go in on some of the details that you guys may like, some of the things that I definitely like. Just like that, let's get into the video. Now, although this is a special edition model, you can expect a lot of the same design features in this model as with some of your other Hellcat and Scatpack models. You do still get that beautiful wide body stance with this Charger, along with that very, very aggressive front bumper. With this one, I really love this almost eyebrow that they have over the top of the front bumper. I feel like it really, really adds to the absolute sinister nature of this car, as well as these functional vents, not only on the side for brake cooling, but also up here at the front to help bring a little bit more air and cooling to those radiators. You do end up having this integrated lower front splitter in the bumper. With a lot of the Challenger models, you'll have an additional front lip or splitter at the bottom of the bumper, and it'll also come with, like the yellow little protective covers that a lot of people leave on their splitter. However, with this model, you do get it integrated into the bumper, and love the absolute flat black trim that they decided to go with this front grille. I feel like it adds to the aesthetic of the car. When we're talking about headlights, this Dodge Charger Swinger model does come with all blacked out interior on the headlight assembly. And so it really does look very devilish whenever you are looking at it from the front. You also get the Dodge script written on the side just to give you a little bit more design detail for the headlight itself. When it comes to the hood, you may be accustomed to seeing a hood that has a vent in the front for bringing air to the motor, and also heat extractors on the side for removing some of that hot air away from the motor. However, with this particular Swinger, the way it is optioned, you do just get this massive vent that helps bring air, scoop as much as you can into that motor to help give you the most performance that Dodge can give you. Now, when it comes to this Dodge Charger Scatpack Swinger and its wide body kit, many people prefer the wide body over the standard, well, people call it the narrow body now, but it's really just the standard body because it does add to the stance of the car. And so as you can see, you get probably an extra 3 to 4 inches of width on each side of the car over the narrow body, which allows you to not only fit wider tires, but also have a wider track, which can actually aid in handling and overall appearance of the actual vehicle itself. One thing that I love and I feel like I appreciate and that you can also appreciate about Dodge, and not only its Charger models, but also its Challenger models, especially when it comes to the upper trim and performance models, are the wheels. These in particular are 20-inch rims with 305 width tires. But as far as the actual wheel design, you see a lot of owners sticking to the stock design, not only because of the functionality, but also because of the design details itself. You do have a very concave set of wheels, and the gold accent on this wheel really matches this green and gives it a nice play on colors. You do still get your Scatpack logo on the side of the fender, and as well as on the front bumper as well. So overall, a very nice wheel and tire design setup. And that's one thing that I really do appreciate about Dodge and a lot of its performance models. With the Scatpack, you also get the same braking setup that you would get with your Hellcat models. And so you do get an extremely large 6-piston Brembo caliper in the front with a 2-piece rotor design with that aluminum hat. You guys from a lot of my previous videos are accustomed to seeing a lot of these performance cars going with the 2-piece rotor design to not only help dissipate heat from the braking, but also lighten up that rotational mass in order to better up handling aspects of the car and also make the car itself overall a little bit lighter. And so that's why a lot of manufacturers end up going with a bit more of a lighter setup where they can with rotational mass, whether it be wheels or the braking system. Coming to the side styling of this Charger, you do get these black mirror caps, which is a very nice addition, especially when this car has so much green on it. It's very nice to get a little bit of a black accent to help throw it off a little bit. Very, very nice body lines and styling. Love how this line right here almost creates like a fake vent effect, adding to the muscle car styling of this car. And overall, this Charger really does have a very, very nice muscle car feel to it. Whenever you get in, you don't feel like you're in something that's not what it's supposed to be. It is a full-size sedan as well. As you guys can tell, these cars are absolutely massive, and they actually have pretty hefty weight. Some of them coming in right around 4,500 pounds. And so when it comes to these Chargers, you do get a lot for what you pay for, but overall a very nice design. You do get a very, very subtle side skirt along the side of the car. It starts out a little bit wide in the front and then goes in a little bit more narrow to allow the driver a little bit more access to getting in and out of the car without scraping his feet or her feet on the side skirt. And then it flares out more towards the rear of the car, allowing you to have just a little bit more aggressive styling. Coming around to this rear wheel and tire setup, you do get the same 20-inch rims with 305 width tires. So you do get 305s all the way around, adding to a very, very nice and overall look for this car. In the back, as far as the braking setup goes, you do have a bit of a smaller caliper. We're looking at 4-piston instead of the 6-piston that you get in the front. However, and you also have smaller rotors. No, not a 2-piece design like how you get in the front, but these rotors, since they are smaller, do weigh significantly less than the rotors in the front. Still love this gold color on the rims. Really, really matches with this green. And coming up to the trunk lid, really, really love the logo. It goes across the top of the trunk lid. It reminds me almost of the Daytona logo that you see on a lot of the Charger models. Really, really nice design. Love that it is finished in almost a different color green that blends in with this body color. But overall, very, very nice design. And it's nice to see this Swigger name coming back into play for this Charger. Coming around back, you do have a very, very nice black spoiler design with this car. It is a very subtle spoiler. It's not very obnoxious like you see with a lot of your performance cars nowadays with the high wing. These do just give you just a little bit of kick, just to add a little bit of functionality along with a very nice styling feature. Coming around to the actual taillights, I love how Dodge decided to go with these blacked out look for their Swinger model. Really, really allows a very sinister and a very subtle look as well. Instead of having the Dodge in chrome, like with some of their other models, the actual rear diffuser on this car is made out of almost like a composite plastic material. Wish that they had went with some type of piano black. I do like the exhaust tips over the Challenger exhaust tips. They do have a very, very nice muscle car design, whereas the Challenger exhaust tips just seem to be a little bit more bland. Coming around to the side for a second, love how Dodge does have this functional vent coming out of the rear of the bumper, allowing some of that air to escape from that wheel well. Many of the previous model years Dodge Chargers did not have any type of venting coming out integrated into the bumper itself. And so for them to have this, especially on their last model, very, very nice touch, adds to the design element and also adds to a little bit of functionality as well. Now, although this is a special edition model, you still get the same engine that powers your other Scatpack models. We're looking at a 392 cubic inch. Also, if you're looking to convert it into something else, a 6.4 liter Hemi V8. It is naturally aspirated. And it does produce right around 485 horsepower, so it is going to be right around the same as your other Scatpack models. It is mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. As far as the little bit of special touches that you have under the hood, you do have the last call badge that is right up here near the front, giving you some of the details of the car and adding to the uniqueness of it. You do have these very, very nice covers that have powered by SRT. For those of you who do not know, Dodge SRT team is street racing technology. And so whenever you see SRT own a lot of these high performance cars from Dodge, they are giving you the most that you can get for your money. Now, when you get into the Dodge Charger, it is a big car and it does feel big. You do get very, very nice materials. You do get a completely leather wrapped dash with green stitching, and everything in this car does have green stitching to help add to that swinger specialness that this car has and this exterior paint color. You do have a very, very nice leather wrapped steering wheel. It does have perforated leather where you would grip it at. It is a flat bottom. You do have your controls for not only your cruise control, but also your ability to control whatever in your digital gauge cluster. The gauge cluster itself does have two analog gauges along with the digital configurable part that's in the center. Very, very nice setup for the car. You do have aluminum trim that covers the not only gauge cluster area, but also the infotainment system area. And let's bring it a little bit of attention to the infotainment system. It is a fully integrated infotainment. It does have a touchscreen, and it is compatible with your Android Auto or your Apple CarPlay. You do have anything from your performance pages, drive modes, navigation. It is very, very a very, very good system. And as far as the actual touchscreen capability, it is very responsive. You do have your 8-speed automatic transmission gear shift lever in the center, along with your controls for being able to go in and actually control your climate control and, of course, your hazard volume knobs for all of your radio settings. Overall, a very, very nice setup. I wish that Dodge would have done something a little bit different with the steering wheel. You do just get the Dodge script along with the stripes. You don't really get the Scatpack logo on your steering wheel, which is a bit of a bummer for me. However, overall, from the driver's side, it is a very, very nice setup. When it comes to the passenger side of this Scatpack Swinger, you do have your Swinger badge right here on the dash in front of the passenger. It is a very, very special badge to have, especially with their Swinger name being out of production for so long. When it comes to the seats, both the passenger and the driver, you have very, very heavily bolstered seats. They are an Alcantara material. You do get your Dodge lines right here embroidered into the actual Alcantara. Very, very nice design and feel of the seats. They are extremely comfortable. When it comes to the door panel, you do have that same green stitching, and I love how they incorporated it and throughout the entire car. You do have a very, very nice leather material everywhere on the door panel. There is very little plastic, only a little bit right where your window controls are. Everything else is leather, and it does feel extremely plush. The actual door handle itself is aluminum. And so when it comes to the interior quality for not only this Scatpack Swinger, but all of Dodge's vehicles, they have really stepped it up in terms of quality of interior. Coming to the center console, you do have a very, very nice storage area. You do have two of your USB ports, as well as an aux port and a little tray for holding change. The center console does have this very, very plush leather soft touch material for your elbow. I can't see you ever getting tired or having any type of elbow irritability because this leather is extremely soft and plush in the center console. Love how Dodge blacked out all of the trim on this Swinger model. It gives it a very, very updated and very, very unique look as compared to a lot of their other models, especially our performance models. If you slide the actual centerpiece back, you do have two cup holders that are exposed, and you also have a little bit of a storage tray right here in the center as well, next to your gear shift lever. Getting into the rear seat of this Dodge Charger Swinger, it does have a whole lot of room. Now, this is a full-size sedan, and so you are able to fit people that are my height, which I'm 6'5". You're already able to fit people that are 6'5" and above, not only in the front, but in the back as well. The back seat passengers also have very, very nice comfortability as far as the seats go. They do get the same treatment and attention to detail in the rear seats that you also get in the front. I know one thing we haven't necessarily talked about is pricing. As far as pricing goes, Remember, guys, this is a special edition. They are only making 500 of these models, but you do get a pricing of right around $65,000, which is an excellent deal when you consider not only the special uniqueness of this car, but also the power and performance that you're getting. I can't see anybody not taking the opportunity to get a car like this. And just like that, guys, that is a full review of the limited special edition Dodge Charger Scatpack Swinger. Let me know what your guys' favorite feature on this car is. Is this something that you would consider buying? You know, Dodge is only coming out with a few of these cars. Like I said, only 500 of the Chargers being made, 500 of the Challengers being made. If you have the opportunity, I would get one. You should definitely get one. But just like that, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what else you guys would like to see on the channel, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.